Okie dokie, here we go. I'm John Rectum with my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dontaku 2021 Night 1 event. 60-70% of the show was not bad to pretty good with some good action, some good storytelling, and then the show fell off a cliff into a bottomless pit that they couldn't crawl out of because it's a bottomless pit. Be weird if you could crawl out of something called a bottomless pit. That's why it's bottomless. Anyway, enough about pits. Even with the main event having some good storytelling, some good action, I just couldn't get in the show with that goddamn show-killing ladder match. That was fucking abysmal, which is a shame because there was some good stuff before that. But goddamn, one match sometimes can really taint a fucking show. It happens a lot in WWE, happens a lot in AEW. And if I'm going to criticize both those brands, even though I love New Japan, I love a lot of the roster, I gotta criticize when they do some bad shit. And I don't know what the fuck Gato's even on about. And there was a ton of run-ins and interference and stuff like that, and a bunch of bullshit. And speaking of which, it's 8 years of Bullet Club. Too sweet, woo! That's all I gotta say about that stale t-shirt brand that makes the last incarnation of the NWO seem fresh by comparison. I know there are a lot of Bullet Club fans, and if you're upset, that's fine. These are just my takes. You can tell me why I'm wrong and why I should love the Bullet Club. I do like Guerrillas of Destiny and Kenta, and I respect that Jay White can go in the ring. But the whole incarnation is so fucking stale. So anyway, cool video package hyping up both cards. I do want to say the Night 2 event will likely not be up until sometime late tomorrow morning, early tomorrow afternoon, because I need sleep, and I got other projects I'm working on as well. So we have the Bullet Club members, Evil, Yujiro, Ishimori, and Dick Togo. Let's get Dick Togo out of the goddamn company. I don't have a problem with people getting a paycheck. The act is stale. A lot of staleness on this show. Versus Yano, Tiger Mask, Wato, and Tenzan. Liger on commentary. How much merch does Yano have? They're going to have to get a second ring announcer so they can take turns. So the usual Bullet Club BS, attacks, all that stuff is what it is. Tenzan and Okan had that match for, where the loser would retire the Mongolian chop, right? So why is Tenzan doing it? They realized it was a stupid stipulation. It was a really stupid match and one of the worst matches of the year, in my personal opinion. Really fucking bad. The fact that Tenzan couldn't even get a passable match out of Okan. Even a diminished Tenzan should have been able to do something, with a younger guy, and he couldn't even get anything out of the sack of shit Okan. But anyway, Wato versus Ishimori might actually be pretty good. Tiger suplex off the top by Tiger Mask is pretty good stuff. Bloody cross on Tiger Mask 1, 2, 3. It was fine. Suzuki, El Desperado, and Kanemaru versus Okada show, and oh hi mister, I'm gonna take the pin, aka Kanemaru, and he did. I will say that while Yo wants a shot at Despy, Yo has put on some muscle since coming back, rehabbing and everything, and good for him. Show's obviously the bigger of the two. Jumpstart by Chaos, hey, at least it was better than the opener. I mean, because you end up Bullet Club stuff involved. Suzuki-gun took over. Suzuki versus Sho, I would like to see that. Suzuki would beat him, but it would be a nice way for Sho to show what he can do in the ring. And then Suzuki and Okada go at it. Hey, why not rewind it back to Royal Quest 2019? They really wanted Suzuki to win. I wanted Suzuki to win. Hits Kanemaru with a double arm DDT twist. 1, 2, 3. And then we get LIJ versus the United Empire. 7 wrestlers in sack of shit Okan. The great Owa, as Axe Predator said on YouTube. Thank you very much for that, by the way. The great Owa. I don't get the gimmick. I don't think he's a bad guy. At least I hope he's not. Stupid. It's just a stupid. It's a stupid gimmick. And it had LIJ, so the base is good. I like Aaron Hanare. I like this rebranding of Hanare. I love Cobb. Ospreay can at least go in the ring. Probably should stop apologizing for such shit people out of the goddamn ring, but I digress. Everyone get in here and then bridge pin on Hanare 1, 2, 3. Why couldn't Okan have taken the pin? Hanare had this rebrand. They got him some wins and, tag matches. He lost to Sonata on the road to Dontaku. Now all of a sudden he takes a pin here. Thanks for coming, Hanare. I mean, he's obviously frustrated, but just was what it was. And brief altercation between Shingo and Ospreay to hype up the match they're going to have on night 2. And then we get Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tangaloa. If ZSJ loses, Dangerous Tekkers can never challenge for the IWGP Tag Team Championships again. They might as well flash the big neon sign. Spoiler, Zack's going to win. Because they don't have a lot of tag teams. And while I love Guerrillas of Destiny, they need more challengers. And Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi are a good team. Let's be honest, Sabre Jr. makes Taichi interesting. I will never tire of seeing Zack Sabre Jr. wrestle. Tangaloa use some great power. Zack Sabre Jr. just ridiculous. I have no idea how he comes up with these moves. A lot of good arm focus, quick near falls, delayed suplex by Tangaloa. That was very impressive. He did the diving headbutt. Please take the diving headbutt out of wrestling. Just take it. Just stop. Just stop it. Get some help. Later, short spear. He gets a powerbomb for 2. Ape countered into a crucifix. 1, 2, 3. Zack Sabre Jr. gets the victory, and Dangerous Tekkers will likely get a shot at one of the stadium shows they're doing, either on the, is it the 15th or 29th? I'm trying to remember. But either in that baseball stadium they're going to be in or Tokyo Dome. We'll see. And then we get Taichi versus Tama Tonga with Jado. Iron Fingers from Hell ladder match. And by the way, the winner must retire the Iron Fingers right afterwards. Okay, quick question. Well, Doki was there, so that's not the question. Quick question. Why did this match not go 14 minutes instead of going 27 to like 35 fucking hours? It felt like it went on forever. I'm not saying you shouldn't register stuff. It was cool to see a ladder match in New Japan, but here's the thing. The ladder shot, and I don't want anybody to get hurt, and I hope both of them are okay because they're not used to working this kind of match, but the ladder spots were awkward. The ladders were flimsy. They were flimsier than the wooden ones that WWE uses. Like, you know, they had ones that bent like, you know, crazy. I mean, at least you didn't have to worry about getting splinters. But, man, they put in a clear, like, security shopping bag you would get when you would go to the goddamn mall. It was ridiculous. It's a knockoff Power Glove. Geez, I've got the power. Like, he just has to do this whole thing, and then he just does this, like Captain Nintendo. Yeah, the ladder stipulation was unnecessary. If they had just had Dangerous Tekkers versus, versus Guerrillas of Destiny and just put another match on, it would have been better because I'm sorry, this was stupid. This was overbooked. There was interference from Jado. There was Doki running in and getting laid out. Doki helped Taichi set up the ladder between the barricade and all that shit. Jado, just go away. Just go. Get out of the ring. I don't care if he's in good shape. He took one pissy bump on the ladder, which, yes, him and Gato beat their bodies up, and I don't want anybody to be crippled, but just don't take the goddamn bump then. Yeah, it was weak. Gun stun, catch off the ladder. That was kind of cool. Then Doki and Jado get in there. Taichi is taped to the barricade. Oh no, say goodbye. And then Zack Sabre Jr. shows up because the ref has to hold down the ladder at this point because the ladder's all wobbly. That's another thing. The ladders in general were so wobbly because they weren't set up to be climbed on, on a shifty ring like that. And even though the New Japan rings are well built, this was painfully, slow, laborious. I mean, I get you got to build the drama of climbing up the ladder. I get they've done it in Stampede, the way they did the ladders there. These ladder matches have gone on for 45 fucking years nearly. I get it, but there are ways to do it where, oh yeah, you're not fighting over like a freaking tinfoil bullshit thing that looks like it would have been right at home in a freaking Ray Bradbury film or whatever. Or no, not was Ray Bradbury. Yeah, I was gonna say Gene Roddenberry, but that wasn't right. Stop motion shit. It looked like it should have been something that the freaking owl from Clash of the Titans, tried to mate with. But anyway, then Ape Shito, which I don't know why that made me laugh when the Japanese announcer said it, because it's just a language thing, but it just made me laugh. It made me think that should be a shirt. I would buy that. Because I will buy a lot of shirts. But Zack Sabre Jr. pushes Tama Tonga off the ladder. Tangaloa runs in, so I got another run in. Let's just get everybody to run in. Gato, stop fucking booking the shit like this. It's ridiculous. So, more interference. Chokeslam off the ladder. Table out. Tama Tonga flies through the, table, and then Taichi wins. And then he gets the Iron Fingers and said, hey, about Izuka. Like, it's been a 2-year journey. The least you could do is play his music, because Izuka retired a couple years ago. That was nice. Izuka meant a lot to wrestling, especially in Japan. And even though he was very diminished in the last few years of his career, who wouldn't be by that point with the hard style he wrestled, that was nice. They just didn't need to take 27 goddamn minutes. They had taken 14 minutes to do that and gotten to that point, fine. The overbooking and the run-ins killed it. Killed it dead. And then we got to Jay White with Gato versus Tanahashi, never openweight championship. Yano joins commentary, and look, you could skip some of Jay White's matches, at least 30 to 50% of them sometimes, and not miss shit. That being said, at least there was some good submission work and both men focused on each other's knees. That was some good stuff. I like the psychology. Here's the problem. I just can't get into a lot of Jay White matches because I know they're going to take forever when they don't need to take forever. That Kota Ibushi match on Wrestle Kingdom 15 Night 2, 48 minutes, should have been 28. I open myself to a ton of criticism. I don't care. I don't mind long matches when it's necessary. Making a match nearly 40 minutes, beating what Tanahashi and Shingo did for the Never Openweight Championship when Tana beat him, and that being the longest Never Openweight Championship match earlier this year, I think it was January, beating that by like 4 minutes, fucking ridiculous. Fucking stupid. Fucking hated. Really goddamn bad. I don't understand why the hell they did this. I don't understand why they just couldn't have accomplished the same thing, trimming 10 minutes off. There's building drama, and then there's padding shit out, and I don't think that this had the crowd as invested. Yes, they were invested in Tanahashi winning. He is Tanahashi. He is the ace. So they're going to love him. I mean, I'm going to love Tanahashi. He's goddamn great. He carried New Japan on his back and was the anchor for the show. The anchor for the brand in general for a while. But anyway, lots of knee focus, suplex variations, a leg lock to the ropes. This was taking too long. Aces high, high fly flow to the knees. That was cool. Cloverleaf on Jay, and then later Blade Runner 1, 2, 3. New champion. Okay, he's the first ever Grand Slam champion in New Japan history. Great. Still Jay fucking White. I don't fucking care. I'm not going to say I don't respect his talent, but I just can't get invested in Jay White matches. And he says, hey, Tana, it's time to quit, you know. You said never quit. Well, it's time to quit. He might be right. I think that Tanahashi probably should quit in the next like year and a half, 2 years. And then he said, well, you know, I've got this. I'm the Grand Slam champion. That means I'm the real belt collector. So let me just finish up by saying, don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare have Jay White versus Kenny Omega trying to rewind back to New Beginning in Sapporo Night 2, which wasn't a bad match. I actually enjoyed that match. But here's the thing. They had the Elite versus Bullet Club in the summer of 2018, and it went nowhere because everybody was going to go to different companies and everything. Okay, fine. Here's the thing. It wasn't interesting when it happened. Yeah, it was cool when Tama Tonga, you know, and everybody attacked, and they were in Dallas, and they did that stuff, and it was freaking ridiculous. But this is what, was it Dallas? No, it wasn't Dallas. They did the friggin' thing where they, you know, attacked each other. They attacked, you know, and just laid them out and everything. And the Elite were kicked out of the Bullet Club. Here's the thing. Now they're infinitely less over. Like, AEW has their fans for the Elite. And then, you know, Bullet Club have their fans in New Japan and even in the U.S. But I'm just saying, it's like these guys are older. This feud is not going to have a whole lot of juice to it. Jay White versus Kenny Omega might be fine. But what are you going to do? Are you going to have it on AEW television? I don't think this whole belt collector thing's really working all that well because none of the titles really mean anything. Never Openweight Championship, they're going to have to rebuild it now. I mean, Jay White, hopefully Jay White can do some good stuff with it. Tana did. But they're trying. And yeah, it was a nice little hook for Jay White, but just Elite versus Bullet Club. Pass. Just do what, you know, most quarterbacks do and pass. And get flagged if they're breathed on too hard. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.